Hello. This is the first time Roman's seen this tarp, and he's snorting. So I'm going to see what I can accomplish with him and the tarp today and see if I can get him to accept it, smell it, touch it, go over it, all that kind of stuff. So a tarp is a good simulation for a lot of things. For trailer loading, water. It's all about putting their feet somewhere that feels different than the ground. So if you can, these are great things to do. Just get your horse used to stepping on unfamiliar things or going in unfamiliar things. So I'm going to ask him here. The flies are bothering him. So I'm just going to ask him to move out. That way, that way. He's not listening to the direction yet. So I'm just going to help him out. I put a little extra pressure there because he wasn't wanting to move. I'm going to point to the right, lift my stick, push the shoulder. Good. Good. Had to put a little extra pressure on him there because he was resistant to go in the direction that I was asking. So right now I'm just going to have him passing by the tarp, seeing that it's there. It's no big deal. Good boy. So when I go to introduce horses to something new, I try not to be direct line thinking and just go straight to it and say, now I want you to go over it. I want him to check it out. I want him to start getting curious about it. Because I'm not in a rush, and the more I concentrate and focus on it, the harder it could be for the horse. So I'm just going to get a little bit closer to it now so he can check it out. And if at any time he wants to stop and smell it or check it out, I'll allow that. I'm going to ask him to trot. Good boy. Good boy. Now he got closer to it on his own. If he would have needed to be a little further away from it, that would have been okay. I would not have gotten him in trouble for that. I would have just said, okay, we'll take our time. So I'm slowly getting closer to it and see what he does. So he wants to check it out, so I'm going to give him time to check it out. Hi, buddy. So I'm not going to say, I want you to hurry up and go touch it and get on it. No. When he's done checking it out, we'll just change direction. Yeah, good. Push him out, around the barrel. Miss the barrel, that's okay. We'll try next time. Good. So I walked towards his shoulder that time and just put a little bit of pressure on his shoulder to move, to get around that barrel instead of cutting him before the barrel. Now I'm going to take him closer to it and just see what he thinks. Good boy. Bring him over to it, see what he thinks. I want him to start getting curious about it. So he's licking his lips. Hi, buddy. He's kind of looking at me, kind of wondering what it is I want him to do. So I'm just going to ask him to take one step towards it. Just one step there. Oh, he touched it? Oh. And I'm going to let him decide what he wants to do there. Good job. It's okay if he paws at it. I'm just going to ask him to continue over it. Good job. Good job. Now I'm going to look at his hind end, disengage him. I know, that fly's mean. So that was really good. His confidence is building as a learner, and he's able to work through things a lot faster. So just because he's gone over it once doesn't mean he's confident about it yet. So we first go from avoidance, which was at the beginning, to tolerance. He was tolerating it. And what I would like to get to, and that might be today, it might be another day, is get to acceptance. So right then he was tolerating it. So we've gone from avoidance to tolerating. Silly boy. Silly boy. But see, when he misses the barrel, no big deal. And that's him trying to kind of check out and just want to do what he wants to do and not really pay attention. Good. So I'm going to ask for a couple more changes of direction till he's paying attention to me. Good. So I don't get him in trouble for it. I just do a few more until he can do it. He missed that one too. That I didn't necessarily plan, but that worked out. Change direction. Good. Change direction. Good. Make it around the barrel. Around the barrel. That time I'm going to stop him because he just tries to do that checking out. So I'm not concentrating on the tarp right there, but I don't want him checking out when he goes around the barrel. So I just kind of made it uncomfortable. Let's see if it's going to be better this time. Because it's not that he was worried about the barrel. He just was kind of calling the shot, saying, I'd rather not go around it. And I'm saying, I'd rather you go around it. So I'm going to do something about it now. There we go. He's not in trouble. I just make it uncomfortable to do the wrong thing. Good. So I want him checking in with me, seeing what it is that I want. Good. Good boy. Good. Now he's able to go around the barrel. Now we'll go back to the tarp. So whenever there's a problem with something, I don't ignore it. I try to fix it. So he went over the tarp pretty nicely that time. Now he's letting out some of that adrenaline he was building up inside. And I'm going to see if he wants to just walk over the the tarp. Good boy. Now I'm going to look at his hind end, turn him away. Stay where I put you, please. There we go. Good. So I want him listening to direction, not just taking over and doing whatever he feels like doing. Because, he wouldn't do that to the alpha mare out in the herd. I don't want him doing that to me. I want him checking in and saying, what would you like me to do? I want him to be a part of this conversation. I want him to listen to instruction. I want him to be respectful without being afraid. Good. Good. Turn your hind end away. Good job. So I think that was going pretty well there. Now the wind's catching it. And that makes it a little scary when it starts moving like that. So he kind of snorted when that happened, like, oh my God, it's coming to life. So now that it did that, let's see if he's still willing to go over the tarp. Very good. He wants to smell it. That's okay. He's snorting because he's a little concerned. Give him a moment. He's pawing. That's just his anxiety. Now when he touched it, it moved. That scared him again. So I'm just going to ask him to back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Yeah. I know. Those flies are mean. Okay, back up a couple steps, lick your lips. Now let's see if he'll go over it again. Good job. Good job. Good boy. Yeah. Good. So he handled that pretty well. And if he would have, when it started making noise, if he would have needed to take off, I would have just put him back on task, like going around the barrels or something. And I would have allowed him to do that, and I would try to bring his emotions back down before I asked him to go over it again. But he handled that pretty well. I'm going to ask one more time. So I'm going to point in that direction. I'm going to lift my stick. He tried to go in the opposite direction. I'm just going to close that door, make it uncomfortable to go that way. Good. Good. That was very nice. So he's getting very close to acceptance there. And the only reason why I would say he's not completely accepting it yet is because he would have rather gone to the left than to the right and gone over it. He went over it okay, and if I had him offline, he wouldn't go over it like it was no big deal. So he's very close. He's in between that tolerance and that acceptance. So that's really good. That's all I would ask of him today, because that was really nice. And then I would do it on another day again, and then see how close we can get to acceptance. So that was very good. So thank you for watching.